at Motegi for the start of the race. Sebastian Philippe with the number 100 Ray Biggs on pole position. In GT300, the Privé Zurich will start from the pits. This is the 7th round. 300 kilometers on this circuit, which belongs to the Honda firm. And Ray Biggs gets off to a good start in front of the number 6 Mobile 1SC and the 35 Open Interface SC behind him. The traffic building up though, a tricky circuit. In GT300, there was a good start for the number 62 Wilcom 408R in front of the number 11 Jaime Center Ferrari and the 110 Total Benefit Boxster. We'll join our commentators with the battle for 4th place. That's taking place between the number 35 Bandai SC430 and the 18 Takata NSX. The first crash in the GT300, a minor one involving the Ferrari Jimgain. But very soon we'll head to that battle for 4th between the 35 Bandai SC430 and the 18 Takata NSX. First of all, our commentators will be talking about the number 35's driver, Peter Dumbreck.
We're assuming that the first stops will probably come around lap 25. It's a 53-lap race. They might make them a little bit earlier. 63 laps, I should say. They might make them a little bit earlier if they find the heats affecting the tyres. They can then judge what the tyre wear is like, how they will set their pace for the second part of the race. Expecting it to go to about 2 hours as Mishigami gets the run now on Peter Dumbreck. They're coming down the last stretch out of the hairpin. Mishigami's got the line. He's on the inside as they come down into the 90 degree. That's turn yes, and he takes position. That's 4th place he takes from Peter Dumbreck. So another change of position, and that's Naoki Hattori, Dumbreck's teammate, looking up at the screens there, seeing the pass. The NSX that 10 kilos lighter, perhaps that's making the difference. Maybe it's down to tyres. Bridgestone runners up ahead, 1, 2 and 3. Dumbreck on Dunlops. Any combination of these could give the edge to that green Honda NSX. So back to the present, and there are the positions. Raybrigg NSX, Mobile 1 Lexus, Open Interface Lexus, and the Takata NSX as we return to the GT300 fight. There's the Lamborghini now, the second of the 2 Lamborghinis. This is the Trike Japan one. This is Koji Yamanishi on board that car, and he's being monstered at the moment for 9th place by the Ford. So the Ford, having moved up into 10th, now climbing all over the back of this Lamborghini. 6-litre V12 Lamborghini up against the 3.5-litre V8 powered Ford. The Ford, of course, very much state-of-the-art car now. Lamborghini Murcielago beginning just perhaps to show its age. It's a 4 or 5-year-old car compared with a brand new Ford there. Lamborghini, though, as you can see in straight line, still has the outright speed, and indeed the sister car, the Actio Murcielago of Marco Apicella, taking that win in Suzuka at the beginning of this year. Ford desperate, the Ford team, the DHG team, desperate to get that first win. I don't think it's going to be this afternoon, though. It was just too much of a penalty being sent from pole to the back of the 26-car GT300 grid. There's the endless Advan Nissan, car of Masa Ami Kageyama. It's certainly a big story in the GT300 championship standings that the championship leaders lost their sponsor, lost their drive when Direxiv basically collapsed. It was a Japanese company set up to try and promote one of the new Formula One teams. They didn't get the contract, and Direxiv then pulled the plug on their GP2 involvement, also pulled their plug on the Super GT involvement, and left the championship leaders in their VMAC without their team. They have swapped, though, from Direxiv to another team. Well, this is one of the Porsches off. That's a 70 car. This car, one of the tail enders, Yoshimo Ishibashi. You can't invent a name like that. In the Advan Porsche GT3, gone off at the hairpin as this fight continues between the Murcielago and the Ford GT. So you're asking where our championship leaders, GT300 championship leaders, have ended up, having lost the Direxiv drive. Shogo Mitsuyama and Nobutaro Kaniguchi, they have moved across to the R&D Advan VMAC team. So it's the same type of car, same team, same drivers, but new sponsor and new chassis for this weekend. There it is, in fact, just looking at it now. That Porsche still beached at the hairpin. As we look at the Scheiden being caught up now, the Violet Lightning car. And this again, the fight for GT300. Ferrari F360 really putting the pressure on now. Tetsuya Tanaka at the wheel. This car on Dunlops. The VMAC ahead of it on Yokohama tyres. Through the S, where Ralph Furman lost position to Toru Takagi a little earlier. And up the back stretch into the hairpin, turn 9. So 22 of the 26 starters still running. That 23rd place rodeo car in the pits at the moment, all sorts of problems. 3 of them have gone off now. Ferrari again having a look down the back of the VMAC. Both cars powered by V8s, a 4.5 litre M-Tech, what was Mugen V8 in the back of the VMAC. A 3.4 litre Ferrari V8 in the back of the Gym Centre Ferrari Dunlop. Gym Centre, incidentally, is the Tokyo-based international language school. And this car last year actually put an M-Tech engine in, the same as the VMAX got at the end of last season, try and get an improvement. I mean, fancy trying to change an engine on a Ferrari. It didn't work, and so they are back to the Ferrari 3.4 V8 this season. It's paying dividends this afternoon, isn't it? They're really on the pace here, running second in the GT300 class as the Raybrig NSX continues to dominate GT500. Sebastian Philippe of France looking for a first win of the season from Pau. Best so far, a second place in Okayama. He's beating the points though in every race but one, and a win here this afternoon would certainly boost his chances of taking the title this year, although they've got a long way to go to catch up with Mikael Krum, who started this race on 64 points. Philippe is 41 points down in 10th place, he and Shinya Hosokawa. Back to the GT300 battle then, just 0.3 of a second between the two of them. A 50,000 crowd in this beautiful autumn sunshine here around Motegi. Circuit, of course, still hosting IRL racing on the oval. And the Formula Nippon comes here as well. Formula Nippon, incidentally, headed at the moment by another Frenchman, Benoit Toulier, who won the Suzuka 6 hours a month ago with Kazuki Hoshino. Well, we're going to take another break. So stay with us on Motors TV. We'll be back at Twin Ring Motegi after these messages. We've had no less than 6 different winners in the 6 races so far. Are we going to have a 7th different winner race this afternoon? At the moment, Sebastian Philippe who's not won a race this year, is leading overall for the Raybrigg NSX team. He's leading the race from the open interface Tom's Lexus of Andre Lotterer. And all the Lamborghini's off. Big mistake there by Yamanishi. Got a wheel off and a lot of smoke. I think he locked up, but look how much distance the Ford's gained over. Here we are, here it is again. I think Yamanishi just ran out of talent. He goes wide, he's left his braking too late, he locks up. Big cloud of smoke comes up as he hits the brakes. Watch this, there we go, that's a lock up, and he runs wide into the gravel and loses a lot of time, and the places are coming back on. Or the Raybrigg NSX, which he is sharing with Shinya Hosokawa. That's the car behind it over. Here's the second place car. The open interface Tom's Lexus SC430 of Andre Lotterer. He will be handing over to Juichi Wakisaka when they make their first stop. So early stops by some of the GT500 runners, as we saw from lap 21 onwards. This is lap 27 we're on now, and we're still waiting for our first and second cars to make the stop. In comes the 23 Nismo car, the Zanabi car of Sugio Matsuda, Satoshi Motoyama. Quite a lot of front-end damage. The car has been given a warning flag, so the team's going to have to attend to some fluid leak from the front. We presume an oil cooler or perhaps a radiator's been damaged in that. We didn't see what happened. The car obviously had a fairly hefty collision. Carbon fiber front end, and of course that creates problems for other traffic because there's shards of carbon fiber all over the track after that. So not a lot happening here, not a concern. The fueling's been done. They're going to have a look at that front, see what the damage is. They're surely going to take the front end off the car. And there at the moment is Ralph Furman's car and the Zent Suprema car. Both these cars have made their stops. Yuji Tachikawa taking position away from the car that Ralph Furman had bought in. That car going back a place now. In goes the Zanabi Nismo car, pushed into the garage, and they'll be doing work on that car now for the next few laps, I guess. But here at the moment is the Zentsurumo car. Tachikawa on board, and all the work that Ralph Furman had done, keeping that car in 7th place, now starting to show itself as a problem. Takata Dem NSX, Ryo Mishigami comes in. Takashi Koguru will be taking that car back out. This Honda team efficient as ever. Jump on the car. Team run by Toshio Suzuki. Team Honda Racing, one of two cars, the Arta NSX of Ralph Furman. The other car run by the same team. Again, rear tyres only after the fuel's gone in. It's a quick stop, 29.8 seconds. Need to get best part of 100 litres of fuel into these cars. So Takashi Koguro rejoins in what should be about 5th place. We'll see as he completes the end of that first lap. So we're looking for our race leader at the moment. He has come out then. The two leaders, their positions unchanged, but the Bandai car that Peter Dumbrek handed over to Naoki Hattori, trying to get down inside the Takata Dome NSX. It's coming back there. There is the 3rd place as was car in GT300. The Wilcom Advan VMAC. Currently running behind the Gym Centre Ferrari Dunlop and the Porsche Boxster. And again, Naoki Hattori on the attack in the Bandai car. This is for 10th at the moment. It's a virtual 10th because our race leaders, 1st and 2nd, have yet to stop. Others have yet to stop, and they will find themselves moving back up the order when that comes. Still very hot here. Sun appearing in parts of the circuit now as we look at this battle going on. V6 Honda against V8 Lexus Toyota. Lexus only finding its way into Japan really this year, although the Lexuses are built there as the upmarket Toyotas. It's not been a brand on sale in Japan until this year, and of course big in America. Lexus having been past Grand Am champions. And still Kogure keeps that down. In comes the Advan. Nissan rejoins the battle. It's the Budoni car of Masata Yanagida, Seiji Ara. Now, this story behind that car, Eric Comas, who has been driving that car this season, he has decided to retire from the sport. He's had back problems, suffering from lumbago, problems in the small of the back, and he has handed over his drive to Seiji Ara. Ara, of course, joined Comas and Yanagida in the Suzuka 6 Hours, finished 5th in that race. So Comas dropping out of the championship after being in it for many years, twice champion, of course. That was the Ford GT we just saw making it stop now, way down the order after having several problems during the race, including a drive-through penalty. We still don't know for what. This battle then goes on between the Takata Domen SX and the Bandai Supra. And the Honda now, it's got its tyres heated up. Remember, changed rear tyres only. Seems to have now got the edge over the Bandai car. Quick spin there for, is that the Motul car? That is the car of Richard Lyons.
After the pit stops, it was the number 66 AAA Saab Supra GT, driven by Andre Uto, that has taken the lead, just behind the number 100 and the number 36, trying to get back into the race, but the traffic really badly slowing them down. Dealing with back markers, an essential part of every form of motorsport, no less so in Super GT. Well, let's see how this one shapes up as we head off to rejoin our live commentators.
5 seconds. Yes, as we suspected, that gap is opening up now. And the Ray Brigg car, that's a car at the wheel, carving through, comes up behind the GT300 leader. That's the Jim Gaynor Ferrari. So that is our first in both categories. Here's second in GT500. 500 horsepower pushing out from the Toyota V8 underneath the Lexus SC430 hood. 32 laps completed by our race leader. The virtual race leader, because this car at the moment has not yet stopped, the AAA Saab Supra. That's the car of Andre Couto we just saw. He's just going past the little Amamiya Aspara Drink RX-7. This is the little Mazda that my colleague David Leslie and I always tip as our car that we most like to see win. One in Sepang this year. Problems then for The car that Ralph Furman started in this race here at Twin Ring Motegi. Daisuke Ito walks away from the Arta NSX Honda. We hear a wheel nuts come off, the wheel with it, and that car's race is over. The car that won in Sepang will not be scoring any points here today. This car will, though, the Takata Dome NSX of Takashi Kogure, started by Ryo Mishigami, running in 5th place at the moment. Through the S, pretty violently, kicking the wheels up over the curbs. 4th he is now, Kogure. Been locked in a big battle all afternoon with the Zensurumo Lexus of Yuji Tachikawa. Here in 3rd place. Incidentally, Eric's son, Anthony, look out for that name, Anthony Comas. He's going to be racing in Formula BMW in Britain next year, so watch that name. Another son of a famous father trying to make his mark in racing. Well, as the laps wind down, just 2 to go, and Hosokawa pushing as hard as ever. The best lap of this car was a 1:47.5. Well, he's running 49s at the moment, even though he's got that 15-16 second lead at the moment. So not giving up for a moment. There is Sebastian Philippe looking extremely pleased with their progress, but of course also very nerve-wracking, counting down these last 2 laps. This is the time you start hearing noises when you're at the wheel of the car, and things are going to go wrong. It hasn't been the best of races, has it? Sun comes out, though, on lap 61 of 63, just to shine on the Raybrigg Honda. It's been a little bit processional this race, very little change from the start. First and second cars starting in 1st and 3rd places. It's going to be a good afternoon for Ferrari as well in GT300 as Shinya Hosokawa goes into his final lap. Sebastian Philippe still watching from the pits. There's a position change coming up. Yep, the Mobile 1 SC car goes through. Just gone past the Takata Dome. That's a change for 4th place. So Kataoka goes past Takashi Kogura. And swapping places the last 5 or 6 laps, those 2 cars. So at the moment we're looking at Honda, Lexus, Honda and Nissan, our top 6. But the 100 car only has a half lap to do now. It's going to take a famous win. There it is behind the Ferrari, which is going to take an equally famous win. Only the 3rd win ever for a Ferrari in the history of the Japanese GT and Super GT championships. The Raybrigg car 17 seconds now ahead of the open interface Lexus, and the Ferrari of Tanaka and Naoki is 23 seconds ahead of the endless Advan Nissan. So quite big victory margins for both classes this afternoon as the 300 kilometers comes to an end around this 4.8 kilometer Twin Ring Motegi track. Round 7 of the Super GT series. 2 to go after this. Autopolis, and then Fuji, and the bright autumn sunshine. Shinya Hosokawa, Sebastian Philippe take the win. Their first of the season. Shinya Hosokawa's first ever GT 500 win after his 2 GT 300 wins last year. He'll be delighted. So will this man on board the Ferrari. Tetsuya Tanaka and Takayuki Aoki are about to become GT 300 winners. They just won, in fact, because they were just behind this car. And Nissan taking 2nd in GT 300, and the Vilcom VMAC, which started from pole in GT 300, takes 3rd place.